Hi, boss. How's everything?
Things are great.
We just finished, right? What did we finish today?
We finished a couple of demonstrations against the Blue Note to highlight the injustice of their holding off of paying pension contributions and contributing other rights that we want in the workplace and the jazz clubs.
Okay. You know, something I was a little lonely was this morning. I checked the jazz stations. Maybe one of them would announce our rally. Promotion-wise, I feel like we're a little behind. Am I right or wrong? To let people know, especially jazz musicians.
We're doing our best. A lot of this is New York.
John, thanks.
It's New York, and it's difficult to compete with other things that are happening in the city. We have a public relation firm that helps us try to get the word out. We did get some coverage by New York One tonight, which is good.
And as you know, I'm one of the radical members of this union because I feel like we need to go further and harder and more aggressive towards boycotting really the clubs and make them feel that we really have a voice. So tonight I felt like we should there should be more we should do.
Yeah, I agree with that. We're working up to that. I believe I've got about 20 years experience as an organizer, and I believe that the strategy of escalating tactics is something that's you can't get people to take the highest risk right away, so you got to build up to it, and that's what we're trying to do. An important part of this campaign is making sure that we have the absolute support of the musicians who play in these clubs. So we are starting a certain level of agitation and militancy, but we're trying to build on that. And if we don't get what we want by those different pressure points leading up to it, we will at some point launch a boycott.
Good. So tonight the Blue Note was the main target, right? So what don't you like about the Blue Note?
Well, I think the Blue Note is the quintessential nightclub that has made its empire on the sweat and blood of musicians.
Right.
I think they are. It's not that other nightclubs haven't, but the Blue Note is really is the most corporate of the nightclubs, and I think it's the nightclub in the city that has, I mean, this is just an opinion, the least affection by the musicians. A lot of the other nightclubs where the musicians don't agree with them not paying the pension, there are some better relationships than some of the other clubs. But the Blue Note, you know, they're very just out for the dollar.
My last question, what is happening in the next month? What's the next step?
In the next month, we're going to have more of these, but we're trying to build bridges with elected officials and trying to have elected officials put pressure on some of the nightclubs. We do have a lot of elected officials on the state, city, and federal level who are very much behind us. So we're just trying to find ways that they can push a little bit for us. We're also trying to reach out more to prominent artists who will support our cause. And again, we're continuing to build the support of the musicians. But we'll be building more street actions. We'll be taking on more secondary targets like we did today, going to actually a property. I don't know, were you there this afternoon? We went to a house, a private house that the Ben Susan's own on 78th Street, that what they bought for $15 million, and pointing out the injustices and the imbalances and the ironies that touches on. So that's the kind of things that we're
Okay.
Some of the actions are going to be good.
Really, my last question is Cornelius Street Cafe. 2 weeks ago, something happened. That incident.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm not sure. I've heard different sides of the story. You know, of course, I'm not in favor of charging a musician for playing anywhere. I think that's completely verboten, and musicians need to be treated fairly everywhere.
Okay, John, thank you very much.
Yeah, good seeing you.